I don't know. I feel like most toilets, just when they flush, the way it operates, there's like a sense of urgency. Like they just.
Who the hell is this?
This is sexual chocolate.
Okay, I understand why I was friend zoned. I was such a chunky boy. Like I'm still chunky now. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Rated G. I'm your host, G. Terado. For those of you who are new here, welcome to the show. This is a podcast where I sit down to have honest discussions and conversations with other fellow local artists and creative entrepreneurs. And we just simply just talk about art and creativity and all the ups and downs of pursuing those careers. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button, especially if you are either listening on podcasts or you are watching on YouTube. So again, please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, all those good things. I want to keep this community growing and make this just keep this podcast going. Right? And those of you who are tuning back in, welcome back to the show, and thank you for your continued support. And for you too, leave a comment, say what's up, and be sure to check out the show notes for links that will lead you to my link tree. All of my active social media platforms are on there, and I'll always provide links to my featured guests. All right. But speaking of guests, I actually don't have one for this episode. Right. It's just me doing a little quick recap of the past weekend. It's been busy lately, and this is right before the Charlottesville Arts Festival. All right, so there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. All right, BTS, not the K-pop band. So it's just me going off on some shit. I had to travel back to Jersey, or actually New York, for a wedding, and it was kind of like a mini high school reunion because our friend that we went to high school with was getting married. So a lot of her friends who I went to high school with as well, were there, and it was nice seeing them, but I'm not particularly close with them, so I just, it was still nice. So but that was a long trip, and it's been a while since I've made that trip. It actually turned out to be a like 6 or 6.5 hour drive total. We ended up stopping in Jersey, spend a night at Nicole's aunt and uncle's, and so it was nice seeing them and having dinner with them and catching up. And then the following morning, we went off to Poughkeepsie, New York, we checked into a semi-questionable hotel. I don't know, there were just a couple of things about the room that just raised some questions. One of the things was the coffee maker was in the bathroom. I don't know if that's normal, but not to me. I'm not familiar with that. Also, where our hotel was, we were able to see the rooftop of the rest of the building, and on the roof they had a wedding pergola there set up. So if they want, because it is a nice or big enough hotel where a lot of, like, if there's weddings going on, that's the one to book for wedding parties. So the bridal party, right? So Yeah, they had a pergola there because I guess people have booked wedding ceremonies there. But it's just the overlook, the cityscape is not it's not flattering. So it's just like, wow, really? Um, yeah, it's just very unappealing. What else? Oh, the toilet flush was very weak, and I don't know. I just like I could just be, you know, being a diva about it, but I mean, even my wife she was the one that brought it up, and that was a major concern for me because you know because you gotta take a heavy dump. I don't know. Anytime you gotta make a brown, you don't want to make sure you don't clog up the toilet. So yeah, that shit would like the water. It would. I don't know. I feel like most toilets just when they flush, the way it operates, there's like a sense of urgency. Like they just suck in all the water and get all the shit sucked in. It's like in a fast pace. But this one just took its sweet old time. The water was filling up to pretty much where the water shoots out to refill the bowl. And like, so the water level's like rising up really high, close to the top. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Every time I flush it, even though I'm just taking a piss, every time I flush it, I just quit. I'm like, man, I hope it does not overflow. Uh, so yeah, there was that. And then it was just always cold. Like it was cold in general that weekend, but we turned off the AC and it was still fucking cold. So it's pretty uncomfortable. So, I mean, those are my little nitpicky things about the hotel. I won't say what hotel, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that city, so I tried when there was some time to kill. I ventured out to a couple local comic book shops, and they were pretty yeah, they're pretty there's like nothing going on there. They didn't like even their collections, they didn't have a great stock. So yeah. And then the wedding was that weekend. It was actually no, hold on a second. Let's rewind a bit. Because last week was off. It like threw me off completely because the wedding was Friday night. Yeah, so we drove up Wednesday, arrived, yeah, Wednesday night in Jersey. Then the next morning drove to Poughkeepsie, which was like another hour. Yeah, and then they had the rehearsal dinner Thursday night. Friday night is wedding. We catch Nicole's little brother's baseball game Saturday, and then straight back home, right back here. Um, yeah, it's just a lot of driving. It's been a while, so all of that was just it was draining. Um, which God bless the bride and groom. Um, you know, but God, I have something that's very unsettling to me because uh, my brother's a DJ, and he and I worked for him, roadied for him when he was DJing on his own for many gigs, and then he started working for an entertainment company for private events, weddings, uh, um, you know, um, bar mitzvahs, any type of private party, and I would again like technical assistant, I guess you would say. I was a roadie and worked for them for a little while. So I got the insight, and also I managed the the photo booth. So I worked with them for a while. So and just kind of watching how everything is done, I kind of took that in, and I guess I don't know. Now I'm kind of like critical on how other DJs and entertainment companies handle events. And yeah, I just I just want to say the MC and the DJ, they're very essential to keeping the party going. And of course, you got to have your current modern hits. You play some classics. You try to, like engage with all the, everyone, all the guests. But they played a few songs that were very questionable. One of them's like All the Single Ladies. They played the Candyman, which was weird. And then there was like a third song I didn't catch it, but Nicole brought it up. And I'm just like, yeah, like the music was kind of weird. Like, and if you know me, especially if any of my friends out there, that have been to weddings with, they know when I'm on the floor, I break a hard sweat because I dance all night. I fuel up on Jack and Cokes, and then I'm on the dance floor all night, just dancing my ass off, burning mad calories, getting my steps in, just sweating bullets. I'm a gross ass mess, but I'm just breaking it down on the dance floor. And this was not the case. I was very disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not disappointed at I'm just more disappointed on that company, because like I don't know, man. Like I requested a song because a couple of the first few were kind of like, you're generic, but like it's like me, I don't know, I want it to be like, it's got to be a little more fun. It has some flavor to the dance floor. So I requested a song. I was out there for like one or two songs. I had a slow dance with Nicole. All right, that was a nice dance there. And then what did I play? Danza Kaduro by was it Don Omar? I think that's the guy from one of the Fast and Furious movies. And yeah, man, like I checked my watch too, because like I ended up just drinking wine. I almost killed a whole bottle of wine to myself, but I couldn't. I was on that like last glass, and I'm like, I can't. This is not gonna end well if I finish it. But I was showing Nicole, I'm like, yo, I didn't even break 10,000 steps. Like that's how little dancing. That's how little like I've been on my feet. Like, and I'm telling you, you can ask her if you ever see her or whatever. I'm like rarely at my seat unless I'm just, again, refueling on water or another Jack and Coke and just drying myself up because I'm like sweating so much. But yeah, man, it was a little letdown. But that's just me being a critic. All right. It's just, anyway, that was like the one thing. But again, we were there for the bride and groom, so congratulations to them. I will keep them anonymous for their safety. Yeah, so that's all I gotta say about that. All right. I will say this is a nice lead up to the next thing I wanted to talk about. Saying that when I said it was kind of like a mini high school reunion, I was relieved to see a friend that now teaches at our high school at Lakeland. That's the high school I went to, Lakeland Regional. And I didn't forget, but I don't know. I was just like, oh shit, that's right. When he mentioned about this movie that we collaborated on for a film fest, and it's called The Italian Stallion, and it was a collaboration film. Me and a bunch of the guys, we got together, and it's I have a small role in it. And basically what the movie is about is a high school dropout who's lost to a DDR phenom while trying to win over a girl. and he later gets coached by legendary DDR player, moi, and makes a comeback against his rival, who he loses to originally, and tries to win the girl. But there is a twist at the end, which I'm not gonna say who or what happens, but if you watch till the end of this episode, you might find out who actually gets the girl. But so he has access to that movie, and I was like, oh shit. And thankfully he was kind enough to give me access to the movie, and I downloaded it. And I'm not gonna put it on the podcast, but I did take snippets. I made a little compilation of scenes that your boy is in, and before we play it, I'm gonna warn you, the acting is terrible. It is fucking atrocious. And I understand why I was friend zoned. Okay, I understand why I was friend zoned. I was such a chunky boy. Like, I'm still chunky now, but it sags. Because I lost that baby fat. It's so funny. Also the facial hair, it's not there. It's so funny. Honestly, without the hair, I could pass as the guy from Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, that Asian guy. I could be him. And now I'm getting there because I'm going bald. So you'll be seeing a bald G's pretty soon. Yeah, so terrible acting, no facial hair, very chubby. Also, dark as hell. And I don't know why. I guess that's just a thing, and maybe in my genetics. I don't know, but I was dark as hell, and it's just so funny. Just seeing myself. It's definitely, well, for me, it's definitely one of those nostalgic films that it's terrible, but it's still funny. It's one of those things. But anyway, let's just cut to the clips.
Talk to me.
Ah!
What the hell is this?
This is a sexual chocolate. I want to train you into a DDR machine.
So you're telling me you can train me in DDR for free?
Of course not. I need some money for the Popeyes, man. Meet me at the high school clock tower Monday when the clock strikes at 7. 7!
Before you go, what happens if, say, I don't win?
And you owe me a whole lot of Popeyes.
I'm a man of principle. I don't need no fundamentals.
Are you arguing with me, fool? I'll eat you like I eat Popeyes.
Fine then. What do I gotta do? What do I gotta do?
Dance! Dive! Destroy! Dishes! What the hell do you think you're doing?
Resting.
You're gonna be resting in my stomach. I'm gonna eat you like I just ate my Popeyes.
Speed level 3.
Alright, fool, back to the DD. Hey now, baby.
Hey there, Team Beast. Maria, this is my coach.
Speaking of dinner, how about me, you, and a bottle of Chianti in about 15 minutes?
No one's speaking of dinner.
I was. Guess I scored the worst score in history.
Why are you so bad?
Well, I've gained a lot of weight since I retired. Ate a lot of Popeyes the past 3 years.
Goddamn. So yeah, that was me. That was me in high school. I am a little at a loss of words at the moment because it's just crazy. So long ago, before social media really blew up, man. But yeah, it was, you know what? It's funny when I was because I did watch the whole movie at first. And it all was slowly coming back to me. Although there is one scene in there that I completely forgot about. And I was just like, Oh my God. And yeah, it kind of caught me off guard. But anyway, yeah. So that's it. That's that. I don't know. I hope you enjoy that. Seeing your boy when he was a youngin. It was when me and Nicole were still dating, just started dating around then. Junior year. I think that was junior year of high school. So good times, good times. Let's move on now. So after the wedding weekend, Sunday, that's another thing too. Man, coming back home from a long weekend away or even just vacation, I think coming back home on Saturday as early as possible, like not in the morning, because especially if you got to travel fucking at the ass crack of dawn, but like getting back, sometime during the day or like Saturday night, it makes a difference in terms of recovering um on Sunday. It definitely does. And I think we're gonna start doing that from now on. Definitely makes a difference. Like it takes the pressure off of like, you know, excuse me, getting home from wherever Sunday and then knowing that Monday you got to get back on the grind, get back to work. And so yeah, I think coming back home Saturday and then using Sunday to recover and kind of veg out. I think I don't know. I don't know if people do that, if that's a common thing, but I don't know. We never really thought of doing that. So yeah. Yeah, so moving on. Sunday. So go Sunday, we actually ended up, because we had all day to just hang out and veg out. We went out to see Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, by Sam Raimi, who did the original Spider-Man trilogy. All right. Originally, I was very intrigued when I first heard that he was gonna do this movie. I am a fan of Evil Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness. I followed the Evil Dead show for a while. So I am a fan of his work, especially when it comes to like special effects, especially then using practical effects. So yeah, I was excited. I was excited that he was gonna work on this movie, and of course, you got what's his face, Bruce Campbell, making a cameo naturally. So you know what? Before I even say anything else about the movie, and I'm not gonna say much, but let me warn you, because even though it's been a few weeks now that it's been out, whatever. Spoiler alert. All right. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. All right. Um, yeah. I'm really just gonna talk about some of the cameos that they had in the movie. All right. I already mentioned Bruce Campbell. I don't think that was a spoiler. I mean, so here's the thing, right? So I actually now started. I actually snoozed all of the anything related to nerd culture Facebook pages. I snoozed them all for a month. So now I'm not, now I'm seeing less of like trailers and teasers, although I'm still seeing them because there's just so many pages. But I just been snoozing them to avoid any spoilers. But I did see a couple that I was pretty upset about. And that's when I snoozed everything that I could remember. And, I had to see the movie just to confirm, right? So nothing else gets ruined. And I enjoyed the movie. I really did actually. It's what I expected of a Sam Raimi MCU uh Doctor Strange movie. Okay. Um and I mean, I'm sure he's worked on a million things, but in terms of how, with the modern technology with special effects, seeing Sam Raimi's creativity um, come to fruition for the film this way with these effects, it's really cool. But the cameos that I really wanted to see to confirm and just not, whatever. They had the Illuminati, which again, that was actually spoiled already. There were articles talking about the Illuminati, and I started suspecting that from one of the earlier trailers that they released, about Professor X before they really started focusing on his appearance. Like I was like, oh, maybe maybe they might have the Illuminati because maybe they're gonna. This is their way of introducing Professor X and the X-Men and the mutants, yada 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 yada. So I already started suspecting, and then I saw an article that was possibly confirming the Illuminati. So I'm like, all right, fuck, now we know. Now it's just a matter of like who we're gonna see in the Illuminati. And it was awesome. It was awesome seeing Black Bolt, especially after the failure of the Inhumans series. I think that right, they only had like one episode out, and they used the original actor. I don't know his name, but I do know he's also in a current Star Trek TV series. I don't know which one, but unless that one ended. But I remember seeing him being involved in a Star Trek show. But it was cool seeing him with the mask on, the whole getup. Because I actually am a fan of Black Bolt. I remember I read the original Civil War series in the comics, and they had that whole Illuminati thing before all that. So it was really interesting seeing how they were going to execute the Illuminati for the film, and I'm glad that they have Black Bolt in it. Agent Carter was cool, because we got the What If Disney Plus series, so that was neat. And seeing is it Haley Atwell or something? Sorry, Haley Atwell. I think it's Haley Atwell. Maybe. It was nice seeing her, and as Agent Carter. Reed Richards. All right, now see, this was one that got spoiled for me this is the one that made me actually, this is the one that made me like finally decide like, all right, I have to see this ASAP, because now I saw this and it was confirmed, and like now at this point I have to see the movie. Like I don't know if there's anything else they can spoil for me. And seeing what's his name from The Office that plays Jim, I'm terrible with names, but him playing Reed Richards, it's cool. Like, they made it happen. Evidently Marvel, Kevin Feige, they were listening to the fans. They wanted to see that actor from A Quiet Place, right? That movie, those two movies. So yeah, they made that happen. So it's cool. Then who the new Captain? They had Captain Marvel, but it was was the actress name? She was in the Captain Marvel movie. She played the friend. I don't remember the character's name, but she was Captain Marvel. And of course, Professor X, which was awesome because when in his intro, he was the last one, of course, to show up. But they reveal his yellow, you can't even call it a chair, but his thing is yellow, the thing he rides. And then you hear the classic X-Men tune. Sam, You got me. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, excuse me. So that was cool. Those cameos are cool. But I mean, the rest of that, I I don't know. It was still cool, but looking back, I'm like, oh, it kind of sucks the way it ended with, yeah. I don't want to say too much, really. I mentioned Bruce. Oh yeah. So, I mean, aside from that, right? That was really the only things I wanted to talk about was the Illuminati, how they, because like they, I mean, I don't want to ruin it, but fuck it. I already warned you guys. I said spoiler alert a bunch of times. So obviously the Illuminati dies. Okay. It's just the way they died it was cool, but because they say Reed Richards is the world's smartest man. I was wondering why Iron Man wasn't there. That would have been really cool because I believe in the comics, Tony Stark was in the Illuminati as well. So, because in the comic books, and obviously, right, you can't include all these characters, whatever, right? It's not, they're not going to copy everything. But in the comics, it was Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, Professor X, Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Black Panther, and I want to say Henry McCoy, Beast. I want to say Beast. Oh, fucking what's his name? I mean, it makes sense that he's not in it now because they didn't introduce him, but Namor. I mean, there's rumors that he's gonna be in the next Black Panther movie. I don't know about that, but yeah. So Namor was in that group as well. I think that might be it. I feel like I might be missing one more person, but yeah. So smaller group in the movie. There was a cool like fight scene with all of them when they're trying to stop Scarlet Witch. But it's just the way it went down. It's just they're the Illuminati, so you would think the way they would handle it would have been a little more strategic. They just like went down like a domino effect, one after the other. So I don't know. That's my only real critique. I think it could have. I don't know. I just think it could have been a little bit. I understand you don't want to make it an extensive fight scene or anything. You know what I mean, right? So can't speak. Yeah, I know. I would imagine for the duration of the film, you wouldn't have too much of the fight scene. Maybe you don't want to make it too big of a thing, right? But I don't know. No more mutants. No. If you get that reference, then you know what's up. I saw a meme about right before seeing the movie actually, and it was just pointing out the main key elements, comparing to the movie and Evil Dead. So there's a lot of very key components of those two films that are very the same. And I'm like, well, I don't know, it's a Sam Raimi movie, so I mean, are you really that surprised? And honestly, I'm not mad. Like, sure, with these components, fuck it, he made it work, and it was an entertaining movie. So again, I'm not mad about it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would see it again. I didn't see it in 3D or anything, so that's definitely a movie to check out in whatever the new thing is, the IMAX. But yeah, I mean, you got like the Book of the Dead element to it, and zombie Doctor Strange. It's like it's like the antagonist in Army of the Dead. Bruce Campbell beats himself up in this movie. Like that's that happens in the Evil Dead franchise and Army of the Dead. Also, there are these like in Doctor Strange, there are like these dead spirits in there, and something about them. This is just me, but something about them just kind of like the way they were, like their behavior, their like they had like kind of like a personality almost, and yeah, they kind of reminded me of the Deadites in the movie in his classic movies. So there's just some things that really kind of made me that very similar. And again, not mad about it. There was something though. I don't know if it was meant to be an Easter egg or anything, but there was a scene where Scarlet Witch is breaking into the Illuminati, and it's camera footage that they're watching, and so they're watching the surveillance, and she's breaking in, she's taking out all these Ultron drones, and the way the angle was, because it was coming from a surveillance camera, it almost looked like the gameplay of like the Marvel Alliance games, because I was a big fan of those games, Marvel Alliance and the X-Men Legends. Big fan of those games, and something about it just really, it felt nostalgic. So I saw that, I'm like, wow, that really looks like, that reminds me of Marvel Alliance. And I don't know if that was on purpose, but I don't know. So if anyone that's tuning in, that's watching this part, if you know what I'm talking about, if you played either of those games, Marvel Alliance or X-Men Legends 1 and 2, leave a comment. I want to know if I'm the only one. Yeah. Yeah, so that's about it. Really. That's really all I wanted to share with you guys. All right, just to kind of give you some insight, it's Thursday, the 26th, May 26th. So this might come out a little bit later in the week. I try to keep these episodes out by Monday morning, but because I got the whole Seaville Arts Festival going on, I don't know if I'll be able to get all the editing done in time. So I might have to do some editing or finish up the editing process Monday. Yeah, that's it really. So yeah, by the time this comes out, the Charlottesville Arts Festival will have happened, and I'm sure I'll be talking about that in one of the future episodes. So, but I'd say in the meantime, I started applying to more events. So keep your eyes peeled for announcements on future events, especially those residing anywhere in Virginia, Richmond, particularly. Yeah, if I have my shit together, I will be documenting. I'll make another vlog for this event. And what else? Yeah, just keep an eye out on that Seaville Arts Festival content. It's going to be a lot of fun. I believe there's a storm coming, but it's still going to be fun. We're going to pull it through. And worst case scenario, this podcast will be out by Tuesday, I'll say. Monday night, Tuesday, the latest. So yeah, if you guys have been tuning in this whole time, this actually was a short run. So yeah, if you've been tuning in this whole time, thanks for joining me. Again, feel free to leave any comments. I would love to engage with you guys and hear what you got to say about this episode or any of the previous episodes. I thought this would be a nice time, a little break, because I have been sitting down with these wonderful guests, and I just booked a bunch more. So June is locked in with guests for Rated G, and I'm starting to book people for July. So yeah, just gotta keep the train going. I'm trying to make sure I don't overbook in 1 week. That's when I find myself doing a lot of heavy podcasting work. So I'm trying to space out the appointments out a little bit more. And yeah, that's about it. So again, thank you for tuning in. Again, check out the links in the show notes if you want to continue to follow me on my social media. Be sure to subscribe on podcasts if you're tuning in via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I have plenty of other videos on there, not just my podcast, so you can check out some cool time-lapse videos that I put up. Oh yeah, and I also, I hope you enjoyed those clips from the high school movie that I was a part of. Man, what a flashback. But yeah, thank you guys so much. The times have been real rough, right? And just do what I can to I just thought maybe sharing those video clips would kind of lighten the mood a little bit, right? So yeah, I wish you all to stay safe, stay healthy, stay aware, and I don't know. What do you got to say, young G?
Come on, let's bounce.